Hi everybody, Jackson here. Welcome back to the daily endeavours for the 16th of March. We've got a 15 seal stat with an extra 30 bonus on with a guildmate. So timestamps for me in the description as always if you're looking for one in particular. Gonna skip this one here. I think it's quite shit compared to the rest of the options, and especially since you want to do this one and then two of the other ones. So we've got cropping with blacksmithing, killing a giant, updating an outfit one time, and completing 2 stages in the Infinite Archive with a guildmate. Pretty easy set. This one here, I know it's painful, but 30 seals and 2 stages is not much. So just something first to go through. Firstly, you can get a giant done in Infinite Archive if you're lucky. You might find a Minotaur. I don't know if there's any giants or ogres that you can actually get from Infinite Archive unless you do a boss. In that case, it's very rare anyway. But you can definitely get Minotaurs. I got one today. I was testing this out. So, stages with the guildmate. Infinite Archive can be found in the Apocrypha Zone. It is a base game thing. You don't actually need any DLC in order to access this. So just go to Wayshaw and you can find this at any point and you can just go in. Now, there's one thing you can just think about with this. Creating and joining a guild. You don't need to be in a guild, like a big guild. What you can do is just create one. For example, just call it Guild... Now, you can't have numbers, but you can just call it, like, Guild 1 or something. Let's create it. Now, that name might be already in use, but if you just go, like, Guild, I don't know, 30 or something, you can just create a generic guild. And so you just do that. You can invite people to your guild. For example, I've got this, this one here. Just accept that, and then they can join the guild. The only issue I've had is I tried to use this before on EU, just when I was messing around trying to get some... I had a little bit of time today, but I just couldn't get all the endeavours done, unfortunately, so I just got to do all this again. Sorry about that. That's why this one's going to be a bit late. Sorry, I've had a busy day. I had stuff going on. So, what you want to know is you can... This does work. I've tested it, but it's a bit weird. Today, when I was trying to get it to work, the second stage worked. But I left the archive and then did it again. It's fucking weird. I need to test it again. So we'll just head into Infinite Archive. Now, obviously, this isn't like you can do this if you have multiple accounts. Obviously, I'm a bit lucky here because I can just bring one of my other accounts in. But I just also want to make the point that it's easy to do this. Like, even if you're, like no matter how capable your other teammate is, you kind of, as long as you have a decent build, you can get through here with very little effort. Like, only the tough enemy that you get in the third part of each stage is, like, the issue that you'll have, usually. So I'm just going to bring another person in. So the issue I had today is, I came through here, but for some reason... Even though the teammate was in here with me and they were in this guild I just made, it didn't count. But I left and then came back, and then it did count. So the only thing I can think of that would cause this is if you create the guild while you're in here and then they come in, I think it might bug it out. But I just need to test this. So I've got this character here. Now they won't actually join you in the archive run unless they're right next to the door. So first you just have to make sure they're just waiting here. So you hit this and they should come with you, unless they're too far away. I've seen it be a bit weird. All right, so I'm just gonna put this character. I know I'm basically multi-boxing this. No, I'm not. I'm not playing both characters at the same time, so it should be okay. But as soon as you enter this, it spawns the enemies. And so what you want to do is, what I would suggest is you just go to the ranged enemy and pull the other enemies to them. So that way you'll just be able to AoE everything down. And just understand, the enemies are generally very easy, but each time the third part of each stage, like I said, will have a tougher enemy. So this Bone Colossus, for example. So I didn't get lucky and get a giant this time. But sometimes you can get a Minotaur on this enemy, and that will count as a giant for getting that endeavor done. Unfortunately, they don't count. Now, that did work. I don't know why the fuck it didn't work the first time, but yeah, whatever. Just make sure whatever guild you make, you just complete it. You just make the guild before you enter Infinite Archive. That's the only thing I can think of that would cause it not to work. If it doesn't work for you, just let me know, and I'll see if there's anything I can do to help you. This stuff is you don't need a strong build. This is just like, this is quite a strong build. But as long as your friend is, you know, or you don't even need a friend, right? You just find a random in like Guild Finder, you know? It's very easy to find someone to do this. And you don't need to be a, I don't think you need to be a specific level in order to do this. I think you can just do this however the hell you want. Alright, so here's a big boy. These guys count as plant creatures, I think, so they don't count as giants, unfortunately. Yeah, Fire Orb's so bloody strong. Oh, yeah, it's going to them too. Okay, so that's the second one. So it's as simple as that. So just do those 2 stages, takes a few minutes, and you better do that. Now the best thing is, at this point, once you've done that, you can just leave the guild. That's it. And as soon as the other person leaves the guild will cease to exist. So it's not like you're going to add any, like, leave anything behind when you do that. The guild will be gone. You can just do whatever you want from that point. You can just keep the guild if you want, but yeah, that you don't have to like join, like get people from another guild that you're like a big guild that you're in. You know, it will maybe be practical to do that, but I'm just explaining that you don't have to. That's not something you have to do. Okay, updating an outfit, very easy to do. So normally, if you've got hide helmet as an option, you can just what you can do is you go clear slot first. That will cost nothing technically, even though it costs gold for me because I have a helmet on. But if you have hide helmet on, it doesn't actually cost gold to clear the slot. So clear the slot and then hide helmet, do those both. That'll cost you nothing. That's a way to do this for free. If that's not the case though, what you do instead, the cheapest thing you can do is just put a random die on something. So you do this, that's 50 gold, you just accept that. That will complete the endeavor, and then what you do is just put the old die back on. That will cost you 50 gold, but it's very cheap to do. It's only 100 gold. Those are the quickest ways to do it, I suggest. Anything else is just like will cost you more gold or require more stuff. You can also do this. I don't think you can actually do the same thing with hide shoulder because it costs 500 gold, unfortunately. I don't know why they decided one costs gold and the other doesn't, but that's cinematics for you, I suppose. Right, so I'll talk about the other really easy one to do. We've got crafting 4 items with the blacksmithing skill. So there's no like tricks to this. You just go to a blacksmith.
Must have been a real honor for you.
Okay, cool. There's no tricks to this. Just go iron dagger, iron ingots, and then star materials. It'll cost you 8 iron ingots to do this, so you can just craft those. Star materials. Blacksmiths, which are usually near blacksmithing stations, will give you star materials for 15 gold each, as many as you want. Just buy those, whichever race you are, you'll usually be able to just craft with that stuff. And then, if you need iron, you can either craft it harvest it yourself, like mine it yourself from ore nodes, or you can just buy it off guild stores. Iron, like refined iron, is like super cheap on guild stores. You'll be able to find tons of stuff, usually quite easily. So just look through. You know, there's so many guild stores out there. You got like 7 in major zones. You got 5 in like major cities of other zones. You know, there's tons to look for out there. So if you need to look for stuff, I'll show you what to look for. Oh, before I do that, I'll just also explain the other way you can do this is doing blacksmithing writs. So if I take this one here, it requires you to make 3 items. Blacksmithing writs are good because the reward that you can get is you can get tempering alloys, which are good because tempering alloys is something I use a lot for any like blacksmithing weapon, because you want your weapons to be gold for like any character that you do. Rosin or tempering alloy are things I use quite en masse. So doing blacksmithing writs is well worth it, and you also get surveys too, which are also good for, you know, resources from the world. Blacksmithing ores, whenever those endeavors come up, could be useful for those. So, and the survey endeavors too, obviously. So that stuff can be helpful, but you know, you need a little bit of prep for that, and if you don't have that, that's fine. Just in that case, just craft 4 items for 4 iron daggers. Go the old Skyrim method. For metal, like blacksmithing stuff, you go into blacksmithing here, you go material here. This will only give you refined stuff. None of the stuff is, I mean, there's stuff here you can use, but you just need to be a little bit of a higher level in blacksmithing and have passives in it. But yeah, you just look through that. look through a couple of like big guild halls in like major cities, I'm sure you'll find stuff to use. Alright, so giants. You'll find these in a couple of places. I'll go through them. So the most chill one, I think, usually to get to is Lower Yorgrim here, just east of Eastmarch. Oh, sorry, east of Windhelm. This way shrine here, you can get here quite quickly, but if you don't have this way shrine, or you want maybe like another easy way, this house here, Grymharth's Woe, if you look this up on home tours, just go browse homes, look for G, Grymharth's Woe. Look this one up, travel to one of these, and then travel out, and it will take you right here. You'll be right next to Lower Yorgrim, ready to go to kill these giants here. So there's quite a few giants here. You really won't be struggling to find one, I think. And if you do, like, usually they respawn pretty quick. So you've got a couple here. These guys will count for killing a giant for the Endeavour. So that's usually the place I suggest. I'll go through the other two options though. Alright, another one to look at is this place here, Shinji Scarp, in the northeastern side of Eastmarch. Fucking Stormhaven, idiot. So this place has Ogres. These also count as giants for the Endeavour. Because as you can see here, it says Ogres. So they work too. There's lots of these guys all over the place. You'll find them all through this area here in Shinji Scarp. So just look around for one of those. The easiest way, I think, to get to Shinji Scarp, once again, is a house. There's this one here, Gardner House. So again, you can just go through home tours, look that one up through the All Houses section in Browse Homes here. Just do that over recommended, because there'll be, sometimes you might not find it in recommended, but you'll always find it in Browse Homes. So just do that. Just make sure you remove Grymharth's Woe if you're going to do that. So I'll go through the last option. Those two are fine, but if you want one that's instant, if you don't want to have to worry about like, if it's like super packed and there's just like nothing spawning for a while, there is an instant one you can also use. So I'll show you that. So Blessed Crucible. You can find this on the very southeastern side of the Rift. Just give me a sec to kill these guys. So yeah, when you get here, you will get attacked by these dogs. People might be familiar with this one for the Reptiles Endeavour whenever that comes up. This is what I usually use. Alright, so when you come through here, these people here, they are not hostile, but you do need to kill these groups here in order to fight the giant here. So what you can do is just pull these two groups here. What I suggest is coming to this corner here, because that will pull everything to you. It'll cause all the ranged enemies to like group up a bit. Just understand there are a lot of enemies. So like if you're not too familiar with stuff, just pull one group at a time, you know. Whatever works for you. I think that person outside was actually hostile. Yeah, that's weird. So once they're all dead, you can talk to this guy. He is a tier 2 boss. But yeah, you can fight him. The only thing to worry about is he's got like a AoE ability. I'll see if I can get hit by it. It launches you into the air. This one here. I'll see if I get hit by it. Okay. I can't do anything? I guess I went on a journey and he didn't, and I didn't see it. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It used to send you flying, but I don't know. There's 100,000 things that I've fucking broken with this game, and it's probably not. Yeah, he'll do that fear as well. You just gotta break free from it. We killed that guy. I can't. Fucking hell. Broken ass game. I couldn't do anything again. Right, so yeah, that's your giant. Let's kill them, and you're done. Check for heavy sex too while we're here. So yeah, very easy one to do. Just getting the stages with the guildmate is just going to be a bit of a pain. But you can just find anybody. It doesn't matter who. As long as you just put him in a guild for like 5 seconds, do the 2 stages, and then just get out and abandon the guild. It doesn't matter. At that point, you're done with all the socializing you need for the dailies for a while. So yeah, hopefully we won't see this shit again for a while. Alright, any questions as always, just let me know. I'm here for you guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I'll see you next time. Take care.